there's a banging on my door. Bang, 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 bang. I'm like, oh my God. I lift my head up and I hit my head.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, what? How did I hit my head? What am I hitting my head on? The ceiling? My bed just gets super... No, I was under the bed. I decided to sleep under the bed. And then I look to my right, and there's a whole pile of what looks to be nachos on the floor. And I get super pissed, and I'm like, who threw up in my room? Who threw up nachos in my room? It was me, guys. Spoiler alert, it was me. It was my nachos from the Mexican restaurant.
Under your bed.
Yeah, under the bed. Inspired by the adventures of our nurses, therapists, and techs, A Beer with Atlas is the only healthcare traveling craft beer drinking podcast. Each week, we'll open a few beers, talk about the brewery and the style of beer, and then dive into some research curated specifically for each episode. In the end, we hope each one sounds like a conversation you'd have with your friends while enjoying a few cold ones.
Welcome to another episode of A Beer with Atlas. I'm Rich.
I'm Brian.
I'm Dolan.
And we're back. It's summer still, kind
Ish.
of, right?
Ish.
Yeah.
I mean, we're moving into fall, kind of.
It's still hot.
Yeah.
But we have a stout.
We're in air conditioning. I always say, if you're in the air conditioning, you can drink a stout.
And as Steve Seitner says, I would drink a stout on the beach.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Well,
You guys are party animals. I could definitely see Seitner out there with the zinc on his nose, you know,
Yep.
the hot, like neon green or aqua blue with a big old barrel-aged stout in this red sippy cup. I could see that.
what are you drinking there? 12%er.
Yeah. Bourbon County.
So from Bloomington, Illinois, we have Cinnamon Maple Cheat Day from Lil Beaver Brewing Company. Lil Beaver.
Lil Beaver.
I mean, that he's right there.
Yeah. And yeah, he's
on all their merchandise, which was awesome. And like all their beer can, all their labels and stuff. He's kind of I guess he's the mascot. But
you may tell you why?
yeah, why? I don't know.
Founded by, and I couldn't find a date. 2018, I think, is the date. Founded by Chad Beaver, Bever. Could be Bever.
Oh.
Chad Beaver,
So that's okay.
a.k.a. the Little Beaver.
There's a few beaver brewing companies out there. There's a couple, at least in Colorado, I know.
You must be reading my mind.
Really?
So
Okay.
I'll get to that.
Oh, nice.
Because I
Some
wondered
segues.
how many different beaver brewing companies are there?
Sure.
And then I went down a rabbit hole. How about breweries?
Breweries?
How about breweries with the name dog in them?
Oh, yeah.
And then cat, rabbit,
Oh my gosh.
squirrel. I went down a whole list here.
I can't wait.
So, founded in 2018, he was a home brewer for many, many years before this.
Okay.
Before opening the brewery, he was the executive director of the Midwest Food Bank of Normal, Illinois.
Normal Illinois.
How does this tie into the history of Atlas?
Yeah, how does it?
Normal, Illinois was if it wasn't the first contract we ever signed here as a company to supply travel nurses to, it was the second.
Huh.
Wow.
So I was sending home health nurses to Normal, Illinois back in 2012. So there you go.
When I think of Normal, Illinois, I think of Ben Folds.
Oh, yeah.
Because he had that album, Way Too Normal.
Way too.
And it was Normal, Illinois. Sign on the album cover.
This looks like straight motor oil.
I can't wait.
Motor oil.
Brownie batter imperial milk stout with coffee, cinnamon, and maple. I mean,
That sounds amazing.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, okay.
Right on their website.
Oh.
Actually, I was reading an article. Doesn't it look like? I mean, it looks like
just the smell of it.
you're changing your oil. Look at that thing.
I would not suggest drinking your changed oil, but I would suggest drinking this.
In an article that they did, it's him and a couple other partners, I guess, that he's like the guy.
Okay.
But he's got some money behind it, too. Almost every beer name is made up by their business partners' children. So they say a lot of silly stuff,
Uh-huh.
and they listen, and then they think, oh, wait a minute, we're going to name a beer after that. There you go.
I wrote
Okay.
down some of the other beers that they had.
Okay.
And that seems to maybe be accurate.
So imagine children saying these names.
Here is one that I thought was fun because I've seen this meme recently pop up, and this was one of the beer names. It's called Whoops All Berries, and it looks like the Captain Crunch
Oh,
box.
like Crunch Berries, yeah.
And it's a wheat beer with raspberry, blackberries, and blueberries.
Oh,
So that sounds pretty good.
yes.
Alien Beehive. It's got the beaver's face, but he looks like an alien, and he's in some honeycomb.
All right.
It's a double IPA with honey. Magic Mango Inferno. So the beaver's like on fire on that one. That's an IPA, a hazy one, with mango and habanero. So that's probably up Dolan's alley.
Okay.
And then they have this like series, their IPA. It looks like a rotating series maybe. It's called Wainbows, Wainbows, because maybe kids can't say rainbows.
They can't. That's true.
Rainbows.
Hazy Pale series. Some of them had strawberry, raspberry, blackberry. They all have like milk sugar, lactose, vanilla. So they're kind of like milkshakes. They had one called Dark Side of the Rainbow. That looked pretty good. Then they have another series. They had a lot of series. Space Crystals. So those are their hazy, they're doubles, like Imperial IPAs. But then they're triple dry hop. So TDH, not DDH, but triple.
Would that be a Trippa?
It could be.
Okay.
A Dippa, a Trippa.
Right? Yeah, I don't know.
And then they made, here's some of the other ones I wrote down that were kind of fun. You know those like gas station candies? They're like fruit rings.
Yeah.
Well,
like
like
Peachy
Peachy rings,
O's
yeah.
or Apple O's.
They must like those because they base their beers on those. So one of them was called Stranger Rings, and I think that was Strawberry Ring. Then they have Lord of the Peach Rings, which look like the beaver was dressed up like Gandalf.
Yes.
And the stranger one, he was dressed up like Eleven.
Yes.
Nice.
And then they had one that was called Tiger Rings, and he was dressed up like Joe Exotic. And that was watermelon and something else. So that's like their fruited sour series.
man.
So these guys have fun, is what I could tell.
That's fantastic.
And then they had some collabs. So Microphone, we've talked about them before, out of like Chicago area or something. They have one called Pretty Fly, and it looked like the guy from the Offspring video. It's like the beaver was dressed up and he had the white basketball jersey on and
Some
stuff, and the
chains and
headphones
stuff,
and the
yep.
chain. Yep. And then they had one called Man Beaver Wolf.
Like Man Bear Pig.
And it was
Okay.
the anime. The guys look like they're drawn from South Park on the label, right?
Yep.
And that was, what was it? I can't remember what kind of beer that was. It was an IPA, I think. But that's their big thing. So they have a lot of fun. One of the other things I noticed, the only brewery I've seen so far, when I look at their merch, because I do every time,
Yep.
they have Christmas ornaments.
Oh.
So you could get like the beaver logo
That's super awesome.
hanging your Christmas tree. And they also had 11 different koozies you could buy.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, most places have one
Yeah.
or two. This had 11. And they had tall boy ones. They had regular 12-ounce ones.
The skinny
Any
ones?
kind of thing. Yeah, so like whatever you need for a koozie, you can get it on their website.
They'll hook you up. Mm-hmm. All right. We have to talk about this beer because, wow.
It's awesome.
Yeah. The only thing I wish is it was colder outside.
Yeah.
Because this is a delicious winter beer all day long.
Oh my gosh. I made sure to get to the bottom of the can too. So
I bet.
yeah,
The cinnamon is very prevalent.
I like the cinnamon. I get a lot of maple,
a lot of
Oh, yeah.
maple. Yeah.
but it's not overly sweet. You know
No,
what I mean? It's
no,
not
no,
like,
no.
ugh.
No, it's almost like the cinnamon kind of cuts it a little bit, and so it doesn't make it over. Yeah, it could be like sickeningly sweet, but no, it's not. It's wow. What's
good.
Dolan? What's the ABV on this? It's
Let me check.
I wouldn't think it's 12.
No, I bet it's 8.
Doesn't say on the
I'd
can.
say it's 8. That's my guess.
Yeah,
We'll
look
have
it
to
up.
check on Untapped.
When we get to Untapped. We'll
Also,
look that up.
food. They had food there. And this is something I've seen lately. Like, I'm in the Omaha food group or whatever on the Facebook, and
Yep.
it shows other things. Birra tacos.
Okay.
Birra. They basically look like wet tacos.
Birria.
I don't have the accent over my second R.
Birria.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's a. I mean, I don't
like
know what
wet
it
beef
means,
to
but
me
it's
is what it
like,
looks like.
yeah, it's like a wet taco. Like,
It looks like a French dip taco.
Oh.
yeah. And then you make this. It's like a soup sauce with your, like
Think of an au jus.
Yeah,
Okay,
like you put
okay.
a roast in it, right?
Yep,
And
yep.
then the au jus is like very, very like it's spiced with Mexican spices,
Right.
And then so what you do is you dip like the tortilla in I call it consomme, right? You like dip it
Yeah.
into
Like a beef broth sort of scenario. Okay, that's fine.
but
That's
it's
probably
red. Yeah.
Okay.
And you dip it in there, and then you put the tortilla on the pan, and then you cook it with the sauce. And then you put the meat in the middle and the cheese, and you fold it over, and you fry it again. So
Like on a flat top.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So it gets crispy, like the cheese gets crispy and whatnot.
Yeah.
We made it in our Dutch oven. It's like a long process.
Yeah.
But it's so good. And then once you get the taco, then you put a bowl of that consomme in there, and then you
dip it.
Then you dip it.
It's like a quesadilla taco combination that,
So
and
good.
everybody in Omaha is looking for the best one.
Oh.
Moolah has really
in
good.
the Blackstone area.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We've
Moolah.
been down there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have really good birria. And then there was one other place I had. It was really good. I can't remember the name. Javi Taco.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Which I've been
Javi Taco.
unimpressed with, but that's okay.
That's their thing, and this place had them, so that caught my attention. They also have something called spicy shrimp cakes, so it's like a crab cake, but it's shrimp. That sounded good. They make pizzas, wood-fired pizzas. They got burgers. They had a pretty extensive kids menu at this place.
Okay.
So if you're in Bloomington, Illinois, you need some food and some drinks, this might be your spot.
That's the place to go.
yeah.
Interesting. What do you got here? Because I'm gonna save
I
my
got two things.
animal research. Okay, you
Okay.
go first. I'm gonna do some animal research. Then you go second.
I have cinnamon history.
Oh.
But then I also have personal anecdote. And I've probably told this before, but I don't think I've ever told really the whole thing here. But
Okay.
in a previous life, I worked at State Farm.
Yes.
And the training was 6 months long. And you had to take these job contingent tests. So if you fail the test, you're out, right? You're fired. So it was stressful.
For 6 months.
Yeah. So you get all the way through. And then the last 2 weeks of your training was at the home office, which is in Bloomington, Illinois.
Okay.
There was a few things to do in Bloomington, but not too many, right? So, and I had just gotten married 2 weeks before I went on this trip. We stayed at this hotel. I don't think State Farm owned it, but they had like a deal with the place that when everybody went there, this is where you stayed.
Sure.
And you got these drink tickets every day. And you could go to the hotel bar, and it was kind of fun. It was like 2 weeks in a hotel. It was pretty great. Yeah. It was during the NBA Finals. I can tell you it was the Heat and the Dallas Mavericks. So whatever year that is, that's when it was.
Okay.
So I'd get back to the hotel after training all day, having your classes and stuff, learning about how to pull dents and blah, 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 what you should do.
Yeah.
And we would use our drink tickets. And one night, we decided, it was a Friday night. We're like, okay, we don't have to go to school. We still have to be here next week. Let's tie one on. Let's get after it.
Yep.
Let's see what there is to do in Bloomington. So right after we get out of class early, a little bit on Friday, they let us out. We go to this bowling alley, me and my friend. And it's right by the hotel because we don't really have a car.
So you got to walk.
Yeah.
Right.
So we get to the bowling alley. I think I drank maybe 2 pitchers. I'm like, all right.
Of like what? Miller Lite.
Just draft
whatever.
beer, whatever.
Yeah.
So I do that. And then we go out to dinner at this Mexican place across the street. We walk over there and we have some margaritas. And we do that whole thing.
Yep.
And we go back to the hotel bar. We have our drink tickets. And then one of our friends, she did not drink at all. So she always gave us her tickets.
Oh, bonus.
So we got those. And then some of our friends were like, hey, we want to go to the Mexican restaurant. We're like, oh, well, we were just there. But okay, yeah, let's go. So we went at some more of those. Yeah. Went back to the thing. Then they're like, hey, let's go downtown. So we're like, all right. The shuttle of the hotel will take us downtown. So we go there. And we have more drinks and some more drinks. And I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
And then we ride back home in the shuttle. And My friend has to wake me up. I might have fell asleep.
On the shuttle.
Yeah, on the shuttle.
Okay. All right.
Remember my neck hurting pretty good. And he walks me back to the hotel room. He's like, all right, I'll be back in 4 hours. This is about 2:30 in the morning at this time. Because we were going to, in the next morning, drive to Chicago. I had great seats to go see the White Sox and the Astros play. They had played in the World Series the year before.
Oh, yeah.
And I had first row upper deck, so we were right above home plate. So you just looked down and you could see everything.
Yes.
And it was about 113 degrees that day. And he's like, all right, I will be back in 4 hours. We got to go to Chicago.
Yep.
Perfect. Let's do this. Next thing I know, there's a banging on my door. Bang, 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 bang. I'm like, oh my God. I lift my head up and I hit my head.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, what? How did I hit my head? What am I hitting my head on? The ceiling? My bed just gets super... No, I was under the bed. I decided to sleep under the bed. And then I look to my right, and there's a whole pile of what looks to be nachos on the floor. And I get super pissed, and I'm like, who threw up in my room? Who threw up nachos in my room? It was me, guys. Spoiler alert, it was me. It was my nachos from the Mexican restaurant.
Under your bed.
Yeah, under the bed. So I get up, kind of, and you know that real cold and hot sweat you have with a good hangover?
Yeah.
That's happening. And I open the door, and I must have looked like a zombie. And the guy's just like, oh, shit. I'm going to go get breakfast. I'll come back and get you. He said, take a shower.
Yeah.
Okay. So I do that. Get in the car, basically just pass out all the way to Chicago.
Yeah.
We get to the place. We park at an airport. I got a hotel room like by Midway, so we could park the car there.
Oh, yeah.
And then take the train, get to Comiskey or whatever it was called back then.
Yep.
And then do that whole thing. So we're sitting up there. It's hot. It's so hot. It's like 1 o'clock game, and I'm just sweating all the alcohol out of me. And there's this guy that keeps walking by, and he's selling margaritas out of a backpack. It looks like, and he's just pumping them. He has like this thing. It just fills up your cup. So the guy next to me, my friend, is getting those, and I'm smelling this tequila. And all I can muster is like a Pepsi, right? And it's like at the old time, like when you were a kid, you go to the Husker game, they would put a piece of plastic over the cup so it wouldn't spill.
Yeah.
So I had all those off the Pepsis I was drinking, and I just stuck them on my arm. Because I was trying to block the sun because I was getting sunburnt so bad. So I basically shriveled up and died at this game. And my friend looks at me and he's like, let's go, man. Let's go get some food or something. I'm like, thank you, please. So
Yeah.
we walk out of there. We go underneath, like where the L is, and we find this like place that has a table that we can sit outside and watch the crowd and stuff. And
Yep.
I'm hungover as hell. This is probably my worst hangover in my life.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to stay in Chicago that night and then go back the next day. And he's just like, dude, let's just go back to Bloomington. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
And got back to Bloomington. Didn't get out of bed till Monday morning. Might have peed once on Sunday. I don't remember. And that's my whole Bloomington experience. Other than being in a hotel room, that was my wild and crazy one night in Bloomington.
Wow.
And this brewery was not there at the time. Had
No.
it been,
No.
probably could have been worse because I was just drinking domestics. But man, oh man, I'll never forget that.
That's
The Chateau. That was the name of the hotel.
Oh my
sorry,
gosh.
Sorry, housekeepers. I did clean up the mess a little bit.
your
nachos,
nacho vomit
yeah.
underneath the bed. Why would you choose to sleep under the bed?
I don't think I chose it. I think the carpet chose me.
It chose you.
yeah. I got close to the bed. I was almost on it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow. One of the worst drunks. I guess drunk is probably the explanation. Was similar in Chicago. I think I've told you this. Like at Wrigley, so we sat in line to go. We were going to go sit in the bleachers.
Yeah.
And it was Cubs White Sox.
Oh,
And
interleague.
Yeah, so we sat outside and there were street vendors selling Bud Lights, and I think we drank like 100 of them because it was hot.
Yeah.
And so then we get inside and I'm like, man, I need a water. Like I need something. And the line for the concession for water out in the bleachers was super long, but the line for margaritas had nobody. And that is where I went wrong. And I downed that margarita really quick, and all of a sudden it went to my head.
Oh, yeah.
And everything was spinning. Like the whole city was spinning.
Yeah.
And I remember and it was hot that day anyway. I remember I had to sit down. And this was, Maddox had, oh my gosh, when was this? It was probably, Maddox was young. Maybe he was 3 years old, maybe, and he's going to turn 12. I had not told Jenny the story up until probably a year ago. Mm-hmm. And I sat down. I was sweating. I had my hand in my head, you know, like, and security came over and was like, "Sir, are you okay?" I'm like, "I think it's just too much heat or whatever. I'm just going to go down to the bathroom." I actually went down to the gross bathrooms there and just put the seat down and sat in the stall because it was cool in there.
Yeah.
And I would splash water on my face from the
From
sink.
the toilet? Oh.
No. Well, wasn't that drunk. Man. It was so bad. And I finally found her, I don't know, probably 6th or 7th inning. And Maddox was having a meltdown. And she was pissed. She's like, "Where the hell have you been?" I'm like, I don't even want to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to tell you.
But not the bathroom.
No. I don't even know. So, horrible.
There's
Horrible.
nothing worse than when you know it's too late.
Yes.
Yeah,
Man.
that's the worst.
Yeah.
And you're
Margarita
like,
drinks.
I've made a huge mistake.
I have ruined the day.
Yep.
That
I'll
was
never
a
live this
giant
down.
error.
Oh man, I've had too many of those.
Yep, they happen. They happen.
They
you know?
happen.
It's never on purpose. No one ever sets out to ruin the day.
No.
It just happens.
It just
Yep.
falls into place. And at the time,
Yep.
it seems so normal.
And it was fun. I bet you had fun all the way up until that. didn't you?
Blast. It was awesome.
Almost worth it.
Awesome.
That's how it is every time.
Wow. Well, let's bore you with some cinnamon facts. First of all, off the record, and I guess on the record, I'm a cinnamon fan.
Yes,
right?
you are. Yes.
So I like cinnamon. I like it in my beer. I used to only buy cinnamon toothpaste exclusively. Oh. I loved it. It was way better
Really?
than mint.
Do they still make that?
I haven't seen it for a long time. They make like cinnamon mouthwash. I've had that before. Big Red Gum. Big fan of that. You know, so I'm a cinnamon guy.
Okay.
So here's what I got for us. Cinnamon. This was sounds like a dancer's name. Probably is, or a racehorse.
Coming next to the stage.
Cinnamon. Wars have been fought over cinnamon, used as currency.
Oh.
And also they have, well, they were believed to have aphrodisiacal, that's a tough word, aphrodisiacal powers.
Yeah, yeah.
So it made you
Cinnamon?
a little more virile, you know, you could get your job done. Native to Sri Lanka, is what we would know it as now.
Okay.
Dates as far back as 2800 BC.
Jeez.
So China was writing about it back then. That's who was talking about their uses for what they had. The botanical name comes from, oh boy, these are words I don't know.
Nice.
Arabaic and Arabic, two different things.
Oh.
And the term is amomon, Amomon, which means fragrant spice plant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ancient Egyptians used this in their embalming process. So most people think, I don't know, ground cinnamon maybe, but it comes in those long like sticks.
Sticks.
That's kind of what it looks like. And
Yeah.
that's like how it's harvested as whole. You can buy it in whole and then also ground up.
It's not like I thought cinnamon was a bark.
It kind of is off of a tree or whatever, but it's like shavings and it's how it's curved in when
okay.
Yeah, you see
the
it's all
tool that they do.
curved.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
It almost looks like dog bones. If you ever bought like
Yes.
rawhide bones for your dog, it kind of looks like that. Here's a name from the past, Pliny the Elder.
Oh, yeah.
He wrote about, in his lifetime, 350 grams of cinnamon was equal to 5 kilograms of silver.
Whoa.
So 15 times the price of silver is what you get for cinnamon.
Wow.
So very coveted. Everybody wanted it for things. It's used in a lot of Eastern, Middle Eastern, and like, I guess, I don't know, Asian food maybe, but you'll see a lot of cinnamon in a lot of food like that.
How bland must their food have been?
To dump cinnamon in it? I don't know.
Yeah, so it's that expensive, right?
Yeah.
Expensive in quotes, right?
Yeah.
And that's
I mean, it changes everything. It's pretty strong. You don't need a lot of it, so
Yeah.
I guess I can kind of see that. Used by medieval doctors to treat coughing, hoarseness, sore throats. It was also used to preserve meat. So the phenols in cinnamon kind of act as a blanket to protect meat from spoiling. So the bacteria that would come into meat can't get past this oil from the cinnamon, and it protects meat in that way. So it was
Interesting.
used as that sort of thing.
okay.
In China, still today, it's used as like a daily supplement. There's no real science to back any of this stuff up, but that's the same as, a lot of things that people do.
Sure.
But they use it for complexion. It's supposed to help your skin. If you have a fever, you might take a dose of cinnamon, that sort of stuff. India, it's used as a natural painkiller. So you go to over the counter, you can ask, and you'll get like a cinnamon capsule. They also use it there in India and in China for like menstrual stuff, like cramps and things like that.
Really?
So it's something that the eastern side of the world has been using, for a long time. Also for stomach and digestive issues. Cinnamon naturally, if you put it on your lips, will make your lips get bigger.
Like swell?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh.
So they were using it as like a cosmetic, even at times, for a long time, like even in Egypt and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's also things you can find on the internet. You can use it to like lighten your hair. It's almost like a hair dye.
Okay.
You mix it with conditioner and you set it in for your hair overnight, and then you wash it out the next day, and your hair should be lighter. There's all sorts of different uses for it that people use today that seem to work. Not the medicinal ones so much, but definitely like the lip plumping one. That's hard to say. Things like that. My favorite, probably recently, use of cinnamon is the cinnamon Coke, the Coca-Cola cinnamon. Comes out in Christmas time.
Interesting.
It is so good.
Really?
It was like my nightly treat. I would have a can of cinnamon Coke over ice. Delicious.
Really?
So delicious. And you can only get it at Christmas time.
Okay.
So I stock up and make those things last. Are you cinnamon fans?
No, I'm not.
No.
I like cinnamon. I like cinnamon. Don't get me wrong. Like I like, different desserts that have cinnamon in it, but like hot tamales, Big Red's gum, like any like candy cinnamon flavored.
Yeah.
Nah, not a fan.
Atomic.
Yeah,
whatever those things are.
atomic bombs or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, no, I'm not.
I will. I enjoy cinnamon in the regular form.
Yes.
Right, the pure form, like we're having it here or whatever. I dislike the synthetic cinnamon, like candle smell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That thing that just.
Or like if you go to Bed Bath & Beyond around Christmas and they have those pine cones.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those things. I agree with you. I like it like in an apple pie.
Yes.
Or like
yeah,
that
like
sort
that.
of thing. But
yeah.
I'm not a hot tamale guy or
No.
like Fireball whiskey. No, thank you.
I can't even stand the smell of Fireball.
Yeah.
I just can't.
I sell a lot of Fireball.
I don't mind the Fireball. I don't mind.
Well, usually you're doing shots, I guess.
Right. So we were just recently in Colorado. Family came up and they stayed at a pool near where we were at, and at a hotel that has a pool. Mm-hmm. So we're hanging out there or whatever. Another family comes in and they're just carrying like the bucket of Fireball. I'm like, they're gonna get it on.
Oh,
right?
like the one you see at Costco?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Casey's.
Casey's.
Yeah. So we start talking to him, and I make friends with the guy that has the bucket just because he's an interesting cat.
As
to
you
talk
should,
to,
yeah.
right? And he starts handing me Fireballs, like just the individual, like little plastic.
Yeah,
right?
the airplane
And-
bottles.
Yeah, too many of them. At one point, we were drinking them, filling them with water, throwing them to the bottom of the pool, and the kids were diving in, going down and retrieving them. And then Jenny was like, "It's time to go."
Yeah.
It's time
You've
to
made
go.
it into a toy. It's time to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't know. The one time I had Fireball that was good was so it was a tall pour of, I can't even think of the name, Red's Apple, or the other one. Not Red's Apple, but
Angry Orchard.
Angry Orchard. There you go. Angry Orchard. It was a tall pour of that, and then they put 2 shots of Fireball in it.
Oh, dang.
And so it was like
Oh, it's Angry Balls.
Angry Balls?
Isn't that what they call it?
I don't know, but I got it on
They
Fremont
do now.
Street.
Angry Orchard and Fireball.
You got
is
it in
called
Vegas?
I got it
Angry
in
Balls.
Vegas on Fremont Street the first TravCon I went to.
Oh,
Yeah.
That would explain why he passed out on the toilet.
Yes, yeah. But another thing about cinnamon, you were talking about like the different uses in different places in the world and how they've used it in history. Like I heard that in the 2010s, here in America, UK, places like that, they would eat spoonfuls of it and call it the cinnamon challenge.
Cinnamon Challenge. Yes. Yeah, I remember this.
And
Yeah.
I talked my brother into doing this.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's a mistake, by the way.
It's a mistake. Spoonful of cinnamon. He's like, I could do that. That's not that bad. I like cinnamon. Blah, blah, blah. Grabbed a tablespoon of cinnamon. He stuck it in his mouth. And immediately he breathed out. And it was like just cinnamon dust everywhere. All over the table. Just everywhere. And he was like, oh.
That's a terrible idea. Yeah. That is a terrible idea.
I'm like, how was it? How was it? My brother likes to act tough around when we were younger, right? And he was like, it's fine. Totally fine.
Wow.
What was it supposed to do to you?
It's impossible to eat a spoonful of cinnamon.
Yeah.
Like, it's impossible. You can't. It dries your mouth so fast that you can't swallow. Yeah, so it all just goes out. But yeah, I mean, there was like medical, like people were inhaling, like snorting it and stuff.
Oh boy, don't do that.
Yeah.
No, that's dumb. Dumb.
Yeah. Not to push anybody to do that.
Please don't.
Yeah, please don't. But I had to tell the story.
But if you happen across this beer, you should definitely try it. It has an ample amount of cinnamon in it. So,
yeah. The maple syrup and the cinnamon go together really well.
Yeah.
This is very good.
Maple flavor.
Very
I guess.
good. I like this beer quite a bit.
Okay, so Untapped. I'm not going to do the Untapped yet, but I went to, as I was doing my research, and I thought, I've heard there's a lot of breweries that have the name Beaver in them, right? So it's just, I thought it'd be more than this. Guess how many different breweries, according to Untapped, if you go to brewery and you just type in Beaver, how many different breweries do you think have the name Beaver in them?
I'm gonna say 7.
Dolan, what do you think?
I'm gonna go high. I'm gonna go like 13.
141.
Say what?
141. And that's not even the most. So then I went down this rabbit hole.
Oh my gosh.
So I thought, okay,
how many breweries are there?
A bajillion.
Apparently.
Right?
Wow.
At least a bajillion.
Are there any repeat names? Like, how do you have?
Well, yes. I mean, it'd be like Little Beaver, Little Angry Beaver, right? I mean, that type of thing, right? But they're all in different parts of the country, so they don't necessarily step on each other.
Sure.
Okay. So then I thought, what are other just like average, normal animals? Let's start looking up animals.
Dogs.
Okay. Dog. So I thought dog was the next one. How many breweries do you think have the name dog in them?
I'm going to say 353.
I'm gonna go for 27.
1,384.
Holy
Have
crap.
some sort of dog name in there. Have dog in there. Dogfish Head.
Yeah.
Dog Shore.
I was
Dog.
thinking like Sea Dog or something I've
Sea
seen
Dog.
before.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought I drank a lot of beers in my day, but that just makes me feel like I haven't even touched the surface.
We
if
haven't
there's
even
that many breweries
scratched
with dog names.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Just breweries
Yeah.
with dog names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deer. I looked up deer.
Deer?
Just
I feel like less. This is going to be like,
This is gonna be like,
you said I'm going to say 129.
I'm gonna go higher than that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 430.
You need to go a lot higher. 9,903
9,000
Deer?
deer. Yeah.
Is
I
this,
guess there's a
is
lot in
this
Wisconsin.
craft
Now,
brewery?
it's on Untapped. If you just go to Untapped, click the brewery
Holy
name,
smokes.
and then just search deer. So then, and now that includes like Big Buck Brewing,
Sure.
or
Okay.
that type
Okay.
of thing. But deer, right?
Wow.
Bear.
Oh, there's going to be more.
Oh yeah, like every brewery in Montana has bear in there somewhere.
Probably
right?
in like Minnesota.
Yeah.
And
Okay. 8,502.
I would say 999.
1,072.
Oh, that was close.
Okay, we'll go, and I won't make you guess on these. So cat,
Okay.
820.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So naturally, I went mouse,
Yeah.
29.
That's it, huh?
Squirrel, 117. Rabbit, 115. Moose, 166. Fish, 314.
Okay.
And bird, 214.
That's it?
That's
Wow.
it for bird. Now
Weird.
that one did not include like cardinal, blue jay,
Right,
robin,
right.
Sure.
right? No, because I
Just
thought,
bird.
yeah, there's too many different
Variants of the bird.
Exactly. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So
So what was the most? Dog?
the most was deer
Deer.
at 9,930.
I don't think I could even name one.
No,
No.
no.
I mean,
I really don't think I could.
I can't. But did antelope count in that?
I didn't see antelope anywhere. No.
Okay.
No.
So I don't know.
I thought for sure like fish or dog would be way more, and
Yeah.
it's just not. So
Weird.
yeah, I know we've drank a lot of beers from different breweries named Beaver.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's what sent me down this
Okay.
rabbit
Animal
hole. So,
Interesting.
yeah. TripAdvisor, 4 out of 5 stars on 14 reviews. The one I clipped out says, great beer, great owner, good stuff, lots of to-go can choices to take home, and merch. Tried 7 beers and liked every one of them. Probably by the time he got to the 4th beer,
He was gonna like them anyway.
you could put water in front of you. You'd be like, this is
This
awesome.
is great.
Woo! Fantastic.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. Untapped, 998 check-ins.
$9.98.
$9.98.
So we're gonna be push this over 1,000
Yes.
when we all check
Oh,
in.
Yes,
yeah.
we will. Yes, we will.
That'd be cool.
That was as of yesterday, so we'll see. Yes.
I'm gonna say 3.86.
I'm gonna go 3.64.
You'll be surprised with the proliferation of these kind of breakfast style beers. 4.04.
Interesting.
So
That's
over
pretty good.
4 on almost 1,000 reviews.
Yeah, that's good.
That's not bad at all.
Honestly, as these go, I don't generally gravitate towards them. It's a 4. I don't.
Where did we get this beer?
This beer came from a traveler or it came from Aaron Biddle in St. Louis.
Okay.
So he seems to get a number of fun Illinois beers there in St. Louis.
Yeah, I suppose it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Huh.
Honestly, I do not remember. This came to us probably in the spring, and I sat on it for that long. So if that tells you how backed up we are on
On how many beers we got.
exactly. And we got to get a whole month of Oktoberfest in that we don't even
Holy
have
cow.
yet. So
It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
to clean out the beer fridge at the end of the year is going to be a blast.
Yes, it is.
Wow. Don't stop sending them though. So
Yeah,
in
definitely.
the weeks to come, we have some really fun ones. I put out a call 2 months ago for a beer out of Montana, super limited, brewed with one of the guys from Pearl Jam. And like the Pearl Jam logo is on the can and
Oh,
everything.
dang.
And so I put it out on Atlas and Friends. I said, somebody up there needs to help us. We need to find this beer. One of Braden's travelers, and we will give her huge props when we get to this beer, found it, waited in line for it at 3 different places, and bought us 2 4-packs.
Dang.
So
Wow.
dedication
That's
right there.
She must like Braden.
I guess, yeah. And then I wasn't here. I was out of town when she drove through and brought it. I was so
bummer.
sad. But I can't wait. Even if the beers, we're going to have a whole episode about Pearl Jam, which is going to be
Dude, that's going to be
fantastic.
fun.
So, apologies to Odell Brewing. We didn't get to the bonus beer this week. But, fellas, we're not going anywhere for a while.
Let's have another beer.
Thank you for listening to A Beer with Atlas. Special thanks to our brand team for producing the show. Each episode of A Beer with Atlas is powered by Atlas MedStaff, an industry leader in travel healthcare staffing.